Hello substreamers and welcome back to Substream News. Now I must make an important announcement. I have come to reveal that I am not in fact AI generated, much to your dismay. No, I am a real human being. Now I have to make that distinction because it's not always clear on the internet what is AI and what isn't AI. Now, as we mentioned in a video not long ago, link in the corner, Google will be beginning to label certain types of content, starting with Google Images, about what is and what isn't AI. And I just saw this picture on social media the other day. It's baby peacocks. Now, you can see the image now. Most of those images are AI generated, and that's dangerous. That's not good. If you want to see what a baby peacock looks like, surely you want to see photographs, not AI renderings. Now, I'm telling you this, even though we've covered this before, just to let you know, Google has not yet started labeling AI content, but it will be rolled out soon. Let's begin today's video. Staying on the theme of Google, it was reported this week that Google is turning to nuclear power to supply the energy needed for its AI data centers. Yes, they will be supporting the building of small reactors. Yes, Google has made a deal with Kairos Power, and that will see the first nuclear reactor be live this decade, which means what, in the next 5.5 years. That's quite incredible, and they plan to have even more online by 2035. Now, Google is not alone, actually. I'm quite surprised to tell you that Microsoft has signed a deal to restart operations at the 3 Mile Island Center. That's a nuclear energy plant and the site of America's worst nuclear disaster back in 1979. Surprising choice from Microsoft. Amazon has teamed up with Citadel, Dominion Energy, and X Energy to invest in the construction of 4 small modular reactors in Washington State and Virginia. Back to Google, I have an interesting quote here about this news. Jeff Olson from Kairos says, "The deal with Google is important to accelerate the commercialization of advanced nuclear energy by demonstrating the technical and market viability of a solution critical to decarbonizing power grids." Michael Terrell, who is a senior director for energy and climate at Google, added to that, and he said, "This agreement helps accelerate a new technology to meet energy needs cleanly and reliably and unlock the full potential of AI for everyone." Now, nuclear is back, baby. What do you think about that? The demonization of nuclear has kind of coincided with the growth of green and clean energy. Nuclear might not be that bad after all, is what they're saying. If it's done well, done properly, with all the right safeguards in place, nuclear is a pretty good energy source. That seems to be the case. I'm no scientist. You let me know in the comments, what do you think about the rebirth or the return of nuclear energy? Let's move on to the next story. Now, if all of that news about nuclear has got you excited and wondering if you could perhaps profit off of the return of nuclear, I have done some research into nuclear stocks to help you out. You can thank me later or not. This is not financial advice. Do your own research, or you can listen to what I've got here. First, we've got Oklo. That's OKLO. It develops fast fission power plants to provide nuclear energy at scale. On their board of directors, you've got Sam Altman, of course, the founder of OpenAI. That's pretty interesting. Their stock's gone up 190% over the last month. Next, you've got NuScale Power Corp. They develop modular light water reactor nuclear power plants. Their stock is up about 100% over the last month. Third, we have Nano Nuclear Energy. This is a developer of portable, on-demand, capable and advanced nuclear microreactors. Their stock is up 85% over the last month. Remember, do your own research. You can find the tickers for those stocks. Now, if you want to get closer to the source and you're thinking, I want uranium stocks, here's how to do it. Cameco Corporation, that's CAMECO. They're a uranium producer with projects all over the place. Their stocks are up 45% over the last month. Centrus Energy Corp, they're up 21% over the last month, and they supply enriched uranium fuel. And they recently were awarded a government contract from the Department of Energy in the US. There's 5 for you to go look at. Let's move on to the next story. Now, if you're not trading stocks to try and get rich quick, I might have an alternative scheme for you, and it comes from NASA. They have launched the Lunar Recycle Challenge, and they've put up a $3 million bounty, which is quite a lot of money. You could pretty much retire on that, I guess. And all you have to do is present improvements to how they currently deal with waste, both human and things like trash and clothing and stuff like that. Basically, all of the waste that's produced on their space stations. If you believe you have a solution that no one else on planet Earth, all the scientists, researchers, technologists have come up with, you could be in line to make $3 million. What would you do with it? Let me know in the comments. Don't tell me your solutions, because some other viewer might just take it from you and pocket the cash from NASA. Let's move on to the next story. Just a reminder, if you do want to know more about that nuclear news or the stocks information that I've shared, or perhaps you want to know about NASA's Lunar Recycle Challenge, got nuclear on the brain, just go down to the video description. We post all the links right there for you to go and do your own research on your own time. While you're down there, don't forget, if you enjoy the content, to subscribe to the channel. Let's move on, however, to the next story. And this one, it's another way to get rich quick, but it's more greedy, dangerous, and highly illegal. Now, investing with the wrong person could put you in loads of debt. It could see you lose all of your money. It could see you really end up on the streets, or it could even see you wrapped up in some criminal case. That's what's happened in Vietnam. Now, I have to tell you about Truong My Lan. She raised an incredible $1.2 billion US dollars from 36,000 investors, prolific, by issuing bonds illegally through 4 different companies. Just last week, she was sentenced to death. Yes. And at the moment, there's 2 different major cases going on. One has sentenced her to death. The other has sentenced her to life in jail. And she was found guilty of siphoning off $18 billion from fraud and from using companies controlled by her to illegally transfer more than $4.5 billion with a B out of Vietnam between 2012 and 2022. So yes, we don't really know what's going to happen to her yet, but she has been convicted of fraud of $12.5 billion, and that is about 3% of Vietnam's GDP. She is sentenced to death by lethal injection, but she is appealing it, and the other case may save her life. Now, I'm going to finish here with a quote from her, which I find quite haunting from someone who's just been sentenced to death. It says, "Standing here today is a price too expensive for me to pay. I consider this my destiny and a career accident. For the rest of my life, I will never forget that my actions have affected tens of thousands of families." Heavy. Be careful where you put your investments. Let's move on to the next story. Now, as always, I try to finish on a lighter note, just to leave you with something sweet to think about. And this week, I have found perhaps the coolest invention ever, or maybe the second coolest invention ever. The first coolest would be the Analog Pocket. This is a high-quality HD Game Boy. Yeah, so you remember those old black and white Game Boys from your childhood. Millennials, you remember. Gen Z, probably not. Boomers, your kids probably had one. They were amazing, and we spent tens and hundreds of hours playing Pokemon and Zelda and other great games. Well, now, yeah, you can play them in HD, and they look like a Game Boy, but so much cooler. And they use the same cartridges. I have no idea how this technology works, but now there's something even better, is the Analog 3D, and it's basically a modern Nintendo 64. All the N64 cartridges work with it, but it's like 4K. It turns those games into something spectacular. Honestly, it's 100% compatible with every original N64 game ever made. Blow the dust out of those cartridges and get playing. Even better, wireless controllers, so no more complicated wire situations, and they just look so nice and seamless and sleek. They have reimagined the N64 in a way I never thought possible. The resolution is 10 times better, and they sold out in 4 hours. So just wait for the next wave. They are coming soon, I'm sure. But yeah, 4 hours, they sold out. But I can't wait to get my hands on one. And I'm serious. I'm going to do my best to get one because they look epic. Epic. Guys, I have been squatting for the entirety of this final clip and my knees are about to give out. So I'm going to say goodbye quickly. I'm Joseph, your presenter. This is Substream News. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. That's it for now. Bye. Out.